All right, I am recording this video before the first day at my new job, and I wanted to do this to kind of give you guys an update because there are gonna be some big changes around here. But first, I wanna talk about how we got here. I started this channel when I was 13 years old. My first video came out in May of 2011. Back then, I was making videos about competitive Pokemon.
Go. Hey guys, Sub-Zero here, got a match for you. It's a Pokemon Online match. It's gonna be my first narrated Wi-Fi battle, so I hope you like it. He starts with a Scolipede, I start with a Ninetales, I just set up the sun, and I can't stay in there predicting an earthquake, so, well, I can't stay in there.
My name actually comes from the Pokemon Zoroark. Pokemon Black had come out at the time, I started playing that, was having a blast with it, and I thought the Zoroark Pokemon was so cool, so Sub plus Zoroark, that's literally the name. Not a Mortal Kombat player. It's funny how things change so much, but they don't change at all. Back then, I was basically doing the same thing I do today, commentating over a competitive game, except as a teenager with a raspy voice and much worse commentary. It's been 15 years since that first video. At this point, over half my life has been dedicated to making videos, which is honestly just absolutely crazy to think about. I jumped from game to game, took some breaks for things like school and other hobbies, before eventually landing on TFT. My first TFT video came out in October of 2021, almost 5 years ago now, and 10 years after I created my first video. Look, I'm saying all of this because I've been thinking a lot about my future. And I've realized I can't keep doing things the way I have been doing them. I keep getting pulled in two directions, my professional life one way, my content the other. So I've made the very hard decision to... Oh, sorry, this is actually for my new job. I gotta take this, give me one sec. Hello? No, I'm not busy. Uh-huh. You need me to come in on Sunday? Yes, of course. That's completely fine. Yes, of course. Yeah, actually, one quick question. Mort, is next set gonna be the best set of all time? All right, secret's out. I am going full-time TFT content. This video is going up on my last day of work. Starting tomorrow, TFT is my job. Let me tell you what this means for my content and why I'm doing it. In general, going full-time means I no longer have the excuse of having limited reps. Typical TFT set, I get to play maybe 200 games, 300 if I'm really grinding. That's enough to understand high-level concepts, make good videos for you guys, but it's not enough to hit the apex tier of the game or really understand these like super niche interactions. So, going forward, expect my level of player skill to be a lot higher. This means better content, more interesting VOD reviews, and a stronger version of me showing up to tournaments for you to root on. On YouTube, the form of my content is not going to change a lot. Obviously, I'm still going to keep doing daily VOD review type uploads, but the extra time playing TFT is going to pay huge dividends here. I'm going to be watching way more of the game so I can find much more interesting VODs for you guys, and since my player skill will be higher, I can provide sharper insights into player decisions. I also want to use this time to experiment with new video formats or old ones that I know you guys like tier lists and fundamentals videos. Hell, I haven't even tried editing my videos for once. Okay, probably not. I'm also going to be doing a lot more short form content, so be on the lookout for that here, and follow me on TikTok down below if that's something that you use. And this last part ties into another change. I'm reviving my VOD channel with daily uploads from my games on stream. Click here, somewhere, I'll have it to subscribe. Expect a lot more from me here. I know every set I want to stream more, and I'm not lying. I'm straight up not lying. I do want to stream more, but it's really hard to work a 40-hour-a-week job, then come back, record a video, do coaching, and still have time left to go live. That problem is now solved. My plan is to stream Monday through Friday, 5 days a week. My current plan is to start at 10 a.m. Pacific time and run for 4 hours. I might move that around depending on how my schedule works. I will also be live tomorrow covering the World Championship, co-streaming it, and then going over a bunch of content in the new TFT set. And speaking of the new TFT set, the first few weeks, I'm gonna be live a lot longer hours because I'm doing my first ever subathon on day one of the new TFT set. I have a ton of really fun goals planned out. Look for more information about that as we get closer to the beginning of the set on April 15th. Coaching-wise, I'm gonna be doing a lot more coaching and expect that to be even higher quality than what you're used to. My weekly group coaching program, Tacticians University, has been amazing. It's created a like-minded group of players who are really interested in how to improve the game, and the results have been amazing so far. Our first at 17 session will be next week, and people in the group have already talked about organizing PvE scrims to get good practice in. But I know a lot of you guys want to get individual coaching too, so I'm opening up another coaching program called Legendary Tacticians. Here's what you get. It's a lot. One-on-one coaching with me every other week. weekly group sessions, personal improvement tracking spreadsheets, access to my personal study notes, access to any MetaFi guides that I create, and the opportunity to compete in 2 tournaments per set. And here's the cool part. All of the individual sessions will be available for anyone in the program to listen in on or watch the VODs of. That way, you're learning from your own coaching, but you can also watch other people's sessions to learn from that as well. I'm starting this super small, only 8 players. Tactician University students are going to get priority. Their signups are going to open on April 1st when PBE drops. Signups for everyone else, if there are spots left open, are going to start on April 8th, a week before the set drops. All right, now let's talk about the why. Look, this goes back to where I started the video at. This is my dream. It's been my dream since I was 13 years old, honestly, since I was younger. I love games, I love TFT specifically, I love yapping about them, and honestly, the fact that I have an audience, that there are people out there who want to watch me do this kind of stuff is nothing short of a miracle. I met a lot of you guys at the Paris Open, I met some of you guys at the Vegas Open, which was honestly crazy at the time, and a lot of you told me my videos made a positive impact on your life. Look, I'm not out here changing lives, I'm not a doctor, but if you enjoyed one of my videos, if it taught you something that allowed you to go first in your game and then you ranked up and celebrated, that means everything to me. So, with all of that on the table, how could I not go all in on this? Also, I've weighed this really heavily. There are real downsides to this, real things I'm giving up. But the biggest thing I kept coming back to was this. I don't want to look back 5 years from now, 10 years from now, and realize that I missed my chance. That I could have done this, but I was too scared, I played it safe, and the window closed. And along those lines, I'm actually at the perfect time in my life to take a risk like this. I just turned 28, so I'm actually on the younger side for TFT. Okay, maybe that's copium. But it's a lot easier to take a risk right now than in 5 or 10 years when I have a mortgage, a family, all this kind of stuff. And speaking of building a life, I don't talk about personal stuff too much, but I do have one more big announcement in this video. Me and my partner got engaged at the end of last year. Maybe you've seen this engagement ring on my finger in some of my videos. She's been incredible throughout this entire process. And as we think about building a life together, I want to have my side of things more figured out so that we are building on a solid ground. Lastly, I want to go to something that's near and dear to my heart, Blue Lock. Okay, but really, I've been reading Blue Lock recently, and there's this moment in the manga where the main character is trying to figure out what really motivates him, what drives him. And what he lands on really resonated with me: curiosity in himself. He wants to know how hard he can push, what he's capable of, even what the feeling of despair feels like after losing. All these years of TFT, I've felt like I'm a strong player with the rules warped against me. Like I'm playing with a controller with a broken joystick, and I'm told, good luck. Every set, I get to make the excuse that I don't have enough time, that I'm not all in, that I have a job, which is honestly a comfortable place to hide in. I never have to find out if I'm actually as good as I think I am. I believe, at my best, I can compete with the best in NA. So, again, how could I not do this? Look, I want to do this with intention. While I've been thinking about this, one of the things that I've realized is that time flies when you're not intentional about it. So, here's the plan. I'm giving myself 1 year, full time, full throttle, and then I'll reassess. If I've blown past these goals, then great, this is the path for me. If I fail and hit none of them, then okay, I'll put the suit back on, go find a real person job. And if I land somewhere in the middle, then we'll figure it out. Revenue. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, quitting my job means I'm taking a pretty significant pay cut. And now I'm covering my own insurance, my retirement, my vacation. If things hold steady right now, I'll just barely be scraping by. But that's not really what I want. I want to be able to pay all my bills and also save a little bit. Look, watching my videos is already an absolutely huge support, and thank you anyone who's even made it this far in the video. But if you want to throw a few bucks my way, it helps, especially now that this is my only source of income. On that note, I'm adding a supporter tier to my MetaFi with a pay what you want amount. Pledge whatever you want to the channel to help make my dream a reality. I'll shout out names in videos, record personalized thank yous, and maybe I'll even post some cool behind the scenes content from time to time. YouTube. I'm gonna keep doing my daily uploads, post at least 5 short form videos a week, and experiment with new types of content. I want this to be my best year of content by far on YouTube. Streaming. My goal is to hit at least 200 concurrents between YouTube and Twitch by streaming at least 5 days a week for at least 4 hours. My stretch goal is to hit Twitch partner. Hopefully we can make it there. Coaching. I want to grow both the Tacticians University and Legendary Tactician programs substantially, both next set and beyond. Success would mean growth in the number of people who are in the programs and also positive feedback from all the people who are in the programs. And competition. This is the one I'm honestly the most excited about. I want to hit top 10 on ladder with the stretch goal of either hitting rank 1 or making regionals. I'm going to do this by playing at least 500 games a set, we'll see, could be more, and seriously studying with the best players in the world. Look, to close this out, I just want to say thank you to anybody who has supported me on this journey. If future me could go back and tell 13-year-old me making videos in his bedroom that this is where we would be this 15 years from now, he wouldn't have believed it. The messages from people who tried out a new comp and went first. The students who hit Master GM for the first time and said I was part of that. The people in Paris who wanted to take a photo with me. All of this stuff is surreal to me, and I want to keep it that way. I never want to take what I have here for granted. So, as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.